Yes, you know, American Idol gave a snapshot of Scotty's life in Garner. So after the show, we were surprised to run into these families from all different states that were like making a Scotty pilgrimage. And they would come to Garner, and we would see them. They would come to a Friday night football game, or they might be at one of his baseball games in the spring.
It's funny. It's like It's like the Hodge to Scotty.
Yeah. And then they would come to our church on Sunday, and my husband and I sing in the choir, and we would spot these people. And they would go to Bojangles, and they would go to Lowe's grocery store where Scotty worked. And sometimes we knew they were coming because they would tweet about it or they'd put it on Facebook. Sometimes they would come to our door. My husband was great. One family came from Texas on the way to the Outer Banks, and they wanted my husband to throw baseball with their son. Scotty was actually on the American Idol tour, so we weren't at the house. And then the other night at a Detroit Paisley show, a family from Canada was there. And they told us they're going to vacation on the Outer Banks of North Carolina, but they were going to fly to Raleigh.
Right.
And they were going to drive through Garner and go to Bojangles, go to Lowe's Foods, stop by our church, the whole Scotty pilgrimage. I'm like, well, but that's the byproduct of the show and how they show the country, how you live, and where you're from.
Now, did you ever have to shoo off any people that are just a little over the top?
I have to admit that, you know, we've never called the police, but there's times where I would not answer the door. I mean, because, you know, you just don't want to set a pattern and let people know that it's okay. Yeah, and so we've done things. You know, we have 2 yappy dogs, and we have installed a security system, and we have excellent neighbors because we travel a lot with Scotty. And they will text or call and let us know if somebody's there, and they'll have people drive, you know, ask people to leave that are just parked there taking pictures.
I will say, I think it's, like Scotty was saying, it's a shame somebody will show up at your house. I mean, when you hit the neighborhood line, I mean, you know, that's a little too close, going to your church, doing that. But I'm with Scotty, you can't blame them going to get them a chicken biscuit at Bojangles. I can't fault the family for dropping by and getting a number 2 and a Diet Coke.
That's awesome.
You can't do it.
All right, Scotty, can you stick around just for a few more minutes?
Hey, brother, I'm here.
Okay,
y'all want.
Scotty McCreery in the studio from American Idol, last season's winner, actually the last year's winner, American Idol. Right there with Lauren Elena. 8:29 right now. Let's take a look at traffic. Here's Joe.